There was a scare in the air this weekend with the return of Stranger Shield. Hear from students who went through it coming up.
And with tomorrow being Halloween, VUTV's Jessica Burns and myself went on a walkthrough of Amherst Asylum.
Well, we've had gusty conditions across northwestern Indiana today. We're going to continue to see these gusty conditions stick around for the next couple of days, and I'll have more for that coming up and later in my broadcast.
We have that and more. This edition of The Shield starts right now.
Live from the VUTV studio in Schnabel Hall on the campus of Valparaiso University. This is The Shield on VUTV.
Thank you for joining us on this Shield. I'm Marguerite Incardone.
And I'm Katie Nickolaou.
To celebrate the 500th anniversary of the Reformation, there will be a panel called the Reformation Table Talk. What does the Reformation mean for us? A festival dinner will be held tomorrow, October 31st. The panel will discuss what Reformation means to everyone, and the dinner will have German foods and music. The panel will begin at 7 p.m. in the Union Ballrooms and will be presented by Professor Ronald Rickers and Professor Tal Howard. Panelists are Katie Benjamin, David King, Alyssa Kretzman, David Rojas Martinez, Amelia Schroeder, and Nura Zaki. The dinner will be in Founders from 4:30 to 8 p.m.
And in this week's Organization of the Week segment, we feature Earth Tones, an environmental group dedicated to the principles of conservation, recycling, and environmentalism. Yesterday, Earth Tones put on a snake show to help people learn about and how to interact with snakes. We took a camera over there to the event to learn more about the snakes and Earth Tones as well.
So Earth Tones is an environmental group on campus. We're currently working with FM and dining services to try to help make the campus more sustainable and help make our campus more inviting for other students coming in. Last year we had a few environmental documentaries showing. We've gone on hikes around at the dunes and other natural places. We went to Tall Tree just not too long ago. So we're holding the snake show to help people learn more about snakes, how they're important, help people get away from their fear of snakes, and kind of see the illogical part of the fear.
My son goes to college here, and I figured I'd help his Earth Tones club out. We've done this 2 times now for VU. I think boas make really good pets. They're big enough to be impressive, but they're not overpowering, even though they're stronger than an adult human when they're this size. By the time, if you get a baby and raise it up from this to this size, it's so used to you, it's not going to attack you or your dogs. These guys crawl right over my dogs at home. I have labs. They're not aggressive. You don't have to feed it and take it for walks like you do your dog every day. He eats about every 3 to 4 weeks. I don't take him out for walks. Just in the summer, I'll take him outside once in a while and crawl in the grass.
Earth Tones holds their weekly meetings every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. in the Heritage Room in the Hare Union. Anyone is welcome to join.
There was a scare in the air this weekend as many lined up for the second Stranger Shield Haunted House, whose theme this year was You're Next. VUTV's Alexander Bartelt went to Stranger Shield to hear what people thought of this year's event.
From a scale from 1 to 10, how scary was this?
I would say a 10.
Probably a 5 or 6. Mainly because I went with a group of girls.
Yeah, here you just gave it an 11.
I don't like scary. I don't like scary. I would definitely give it like a 9.
Well, she was screaming the whole time, and the other people in my group were too.
Well, did being in a crowd help you through the scariness?
No, I think it made it worse, honestly, because then when one person screams, everybody screams, and then it's just a train wreck. But I would recommend it. It's nice to have the moral support, I guess.
What was the best part?
The basement. Yeah.
What sort of things did you see down there?
A killer panda. This one guy jumped out, and he was all bloody, and I don't know, I just ran after that.
How does this one compare to the one from last year?
It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. I mean, got a couple scares in, about the same amount of intensity level, so I enjoy myself.
I think this year is better in terms of the scaring, but there is definitely more props last year.
I think it was really good, other than the fact that last year's had the mattresses that were probably better.
Last year the hall of like mattresses was pretty dope.
Yeah,
so.
the hall of mattresses was awesome last year. So bring back the mattresses.
So I hear this one was your first haunted house. How was it for your first one?
Scary.
Did you enjoy it at least?
Yes.
Do you think people would need to watch the show in order to understand what's happening here?
Not this time.
No.
No, I think last time it was a little more directly tied, but this time I think anybody who hasn't seen the show would understand more.
I definitely enjoyed myself without knowing what Stranger Things is about.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Yeah. Definitely. For a free haunted house. Yeah. Not bad.
This weekend was definitely cold for people going out to haunted houses. With Halloween just a few hours away, people will be getting in the last bit of their frightening fun. We have John Hammersmith in the studio today. How's the weather looking for Halloween, John?
Well, right now we're at 46 degrees across the area with some gusty winds coming out of the west at 21 miles per hour. And we're going to see these gusty winds continue as we go into your Halloween Tuesday evening. Right now, for this evening, temperatures are going to be in the lower 40s all across northwestern Indiana. And it's when we go through the overnight hours that we're really going to see these cooler temperatures take hold, leaving us with around 30-degree temperatures across northwestern Indiana for your Tuesday morning commute. So for your low temperature tonight, expect temperatures to be in the mid-30s with that very gusty wind, up to 25 miles per hour gusts. And then tomorrow, there's your high temperature of 42 degrees with a wind out of the west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then here's your 7-day forecast. Tomorrow evening for your Halloween, expect high temperatures around 42, but it's going to be very gusty, like I said.
Awesome. Thanks, John. After 2 days of being declared independent, new details are emerging in the Caledonia independence movement.
Plus, passengers aboard a flight to Boston made an unexpected landing. We have more on this coming up after the break.
VUTV, your campus, your story.
Catalonia and the whole region of Spain are in uncharted territory this Monday. The region's sacked president doesn't know if he'll be arrested for leading the push for independence, and there's uncertainty about the full impact of Spain's move to suspend Catalonia's autonomy. On Sunday, more than 300,000 people joined a rally against breaking away from Spain, just 2 days after independence was declared. Erin McCullen has the latest from Barcelona.
Will the now dismissed Catalan President Carles Puigdemont show up for work today? The world's media has gathered outside of the central government headquarters, hoping for some sort of sign that answers that question. We spoke to people inside the building in reception. They said that things are carrying on at this point as usual. Other officials here in Catalonia making a point of documenting their morning commutes. The President of Parliament arriving at the now dissolved Catalan Parliament building today, saying that we will work on Twitter. So we're going to have to see how things go throughout the day. It is possible that Madrid will file charges against Puigdemont and some of his ministers as well. On Sunday, we saw a massive demonstration in the heart of Barcelona, pro-Spain demonstration. Speaking to many people there, they were telling me they feel like they're the silent majority in all of this. They want their voices heard. They were telling me they see themselves as Catalan and Spanish, and they see themselves as being overlooked, given that only 48% of the electorate was represented in the parliamentary vote that saw independence declared. And many people there telling me they feel that their democracy has been hijacked. Reporting from Barcelona, I'm Erin McLaughlin.
It was a horrifying scene at a Halloween party in Texas early Sunday morning when a man dressed as Santa Claus opened fire. The shooting left 4 people hurt, and one witness says the man who pulled the trigger was an invited guest. Raven Ambers reports.
Crime tape lined Avenue F all day Sunday as police continued investigating a shooting that left 4 people critically injured. It happened early Sunday morning at a Halloween house party around 6 a.m. Tim Kopis
I've been on this block for about 12 years now.
Was one of several people at that house party. He says the woman who threw the party, a close friend, was one of the victims.
Oh, it was a good party. She always has good parties. There's never anybody aggressive that comes over. Like I said, she was a victim of gun violence. It was very unnecessary.
Kopis says he spoke with the shooter earlier that night and had no idea something like this might happen.
He's always been very cordial to us. He's always been very stable to us. I don't want to be like that person say, oh, I didn't see it coming. But, you know, like I said, he never showed any signs to me.
He says luckily for him, he left hours before the shooting started. Another neighbor who didn't want to go on camera says he heard yelling before gunshots rang out.
I heard like a loud, belligerent male voice. Sounded like he was kind of angry and talking a little bit of smack.
He told me he nearly got involved in the confrontation.
I was hoping that like he didn't do anything in my yard. I was maybe thinking that I would have to come out.
Police say when they got there, they found the shooter still dressed as Santa Claus at another location just down the block from where this all happened.
2 of the victims suffered critical life-threatening injuries. A 3rd person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and a 4th was treated at the scene. Police have not yet said what charges the shooter will face.
A flight from Munich scheduled to land in Washington, D.C. made an unexpected landing in Boston. A small fire forced the plane to make the stop. Lucy Lonick reports.
It was a dramatic but safe end for passengers aboard United Flight 107, surrounded by emergency crews but on the ground and out of trouble.
We didn't really know what was going on. We didn't know we needed to be concerned, and then we started going down.
It dropped pretty quick, yeah. It's as quick as I've ever dropped.
The flight departed from Munich, Germany, and was supposed to land at Washington Dulles, but was diverted to Boston with roughly an hour left in the flight. Passengers were told the sandwich service would be suspended.
It smelled like you'd burn toast in your kitchen.
Something about a oven overheating, and then shortly thereafter the flight crew started to scramble and we started to descend very quickly.
There was a small fire in the rear galley.
Flight attendants, 15 minutes, flight attendants, 8 minutes, and then we took a nosedive and
It went straight down, moved down pretty quick.
I was actually in the bathroom, so we're like, what's going on?
You could tell when the flaps came down, the landing gear came down, that we were hauling butt.
Jay Garcia, a former Air Force electrician, says he tried his best to calm his worried fellow passengers.
I was describing to my wife through text message that this was one of those things I've dreamt about many times. I fly way too often.
The plane landed without incident just before 4 o'clock Sunday. Passengers were thankful catching a connection was the only real concern.
Happy to be safe.
Very glad to be on the ground.
There were no injuries reported. United Airlines issued a statement that says its maintenance team will perform a thorough investigation and determine what the cause of the fire was.
Coming up after the break, John Hammersmith has your full forecast.
Plus, we have a breakdown of this past week's Crusader Sports. Stick with us.
Well, I think that's all we need. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch.
Okay, this is it. Just shake his hand and walk out with your head held high. Don't mess this up. Thank you. Nailed it. Don't let a bad handshake get in the way of getting the job you want. Find out more at the Career Center.
Well, we've been dealing with these gusty winds all afternoon, and we're going to continue to see these gusty winds stick around as we head into tomorrow evening. And with these gusty winds, temperatures are going to be a little bit below average for this time of year. And then on Thursday, expect some rain chances possible with a brief warm-up on the way. So here's kind of a big view across the region. You can see most of the rain showers are up into the southwestern portions of Michigan. And as we zoom in here to Valpo, you can see that these rain showers are going to continue to develop throughout the evening hours. But as we go through the evening hours, we'll start to see them die down a little bit, but not before leaving us chances with some scattered rain showers. And then as we go through the afternoon hours tomorrow, that's when we're going to start to see these temperatures start to decrease across the region. You can see here's the live look across the Midwest. Most of the temperatures are in the lower 40s, but up into Minnesota and northern Wisconsin, following these stronger winds, we're going to see these cooler temperatures start to take hold as we go into the early morning hours. So here's these wind gusts I've been telling you about. We're at 18 here in Valparaiso, and that's kind of the big story across northwestern Indiana. These winds up into the teens, gusts up into the mid-20s. And as we go through the evening hours tonight into tomorrow, we're going to start to see them die down tomorrow afternoon, still with pretty gusty conditions, 9 miles per hour here in Valparaiso. So if you're going out for Halloween, make sure you do have the jacket packed along with you because it's going to feel a little cooler than what it really is. So tonight, we're going to stay pretty dry, have a couple clouds hanging around, but it's when we go through tonight into tomorrow, we should stay clear for your Tuesday morning commute. There's still going to be some lake effect probably coming off the lake tomorrow in lower portions of Michigan due to that west wind coming straight across the lake, picking up all that moisture. Then as we go into Tuesday evening, we're going to start to see these clouds build back in. It's going to be cloudy for your Halloween trick-or-treating. And then on Wednesday morning for your Wednesday morning commute, we'll clear out again, so you should have a clear drive going to class. Tonight, here's your low temperature of 34, and here's your gusty winds up to 25 miles per hour. And then there's that high temperature of 42 for your daytime high tomorrow on Tuesday. Here's your 7-day forecast. There's your Halloween forecast with a high temperature of 42 degrees and a low of 30. And we should stay dry Tuesday into Wednesday. And then on Thursday, there's that brief warm up with a high of 61 degrees. And then Saturday and Sunday, we should stay fairly dry with high temperatures in the lower 50s. And then again, possible chances for some rain on Sunday and Monday.
So the good news is Halloween is going to be dry, but it's going to be very cold
and
quite windy.
Yes, it's going to be very cold. The winds are going to be around that 10 mile per hour range. So if you are going out, you're going to want to pack that jacket with you because it's going to feel a little cooler than what it really is.
Definitely, and being from Michigan, I'm used to having to fit a snowsuit underneath a costume, so I think I got this down. Are you guys going to have any plans for Halloween? Trick-or-treating?
I don't think I'm going to be trick-or-treating. I bought a bag of Kit Kat bars, so I'm good without trick-or-treating.
Yeah, I will not be trick-or-treating, but maybe I might get some visitors. I do have the candy set out, so just in case.
That is very good to know. I'll be stopping by. Thanks, John. After the break, we will have a full breakdown of this past week's Crusader sports. This past week was filled with athletic events, so let's get right to it. And I gotta tell you guys, the weather has seen better days here in the Valpo region, but somehow, someway, Mother Nature cooperated with the Valpo football team this weekend. The Crusaders faced off against Morehead State in a family weekend showdown. The weather was a factor throughout the entire game, with temps in the mid-30s and winds gusting as high as 24 miles an hour. It was an absolutely brutal day. This didn't stop the Crusaders, though, as they launched themselves to an early lead after a touchdown by by Griffin Norberg put the Crusaders up by 7, the Valpo defense forced a 3-and-out for Morehead State, which resulted in one of the most bizarre plays to ever transpire at Brown Field. Take a look at this clip. You'll see here the Morehead State punter pushed back in his own end zone. He gets the snap and punts it away just as a gust of wind comes into the stadium and pushes it back into the end zone. That's when a Valpo Crusader pounces on it. That was John Reagan, rather. You can see the confusion on the refs' faces as they walk over. They start to converse about what the determination should be on the play, but luckily, in the favor of the Crusaders, they rule it a touchdown. And it's really good to see those guys get pumped up, especially in front of their home crowd. Now, after that play, Morehead State fumbled the kickoff, which was recovered by Cam Kelly, and on the first play of the new drive, Jean Rene drove 34 yards into the end zone to make the score 21-0. In the first half, the Crusaders outscored Morehead State 42-6. After a total of 9 touchdowns, the Crusaders came away with a 63-32 win. This is the 5th highest scoring output in program history and the highest since 1996. That is 20 years, guys. It's a fantastic score. Unfortunately, the success of the football team did not transfer over to the women's soccer team as they took on Loyola in the first round of the Missouri Valley Conference Championship Tournament. Quickly after a Loyola score, and for the 3rd straight game, it was a set-piece goal off a long service into the box from Grace Rogers, which Corey Griffith found herself on the other end of, heading it home to level the score at 1 apiece. In the 52nd minute, Loyola scored again, regaining the lead and eventually taking the W with a final score of 2-1, thus ending the soccer team's season. But we do wish them good luck as they look forward to next year. And the women's volleyball team earned their 4th sweep in their last 5 matches this past Friday at the Arc against Loyola as well. Valpo dominated in all 3 sets, winning 25-19, 25-12, and 25-22. Katherine Carlson dominated with 9 kills and 13 digs, while Brittany Anderson had 28 assists and Sydney Bronner had 2 blocks. It was an overall fantastic game, and I gotta say, that Crusader football team, I am so happy for them.
Yeah. Good for them, especially because it was during family weekend, so they were hopefully playing their hearts out in front of their family, and that's just such a great positive outcome. Good for them.
Play. The only time I'd seen that happen was my freshman year when I was at a game and the kicker punted it 5 yards backwards. So at least this one went forward.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty fantastic play. When I saw the replay, I was just like, that's not real, is it?
I've never seen anything like that, and I've watched football like my entire life. Never seen anything like that where the ball just goes backwards.
I am really regretting not going out and braving the cold to watch that game because that would have been fantastic.
For sure.
Awesome. Well, after the break, we'll have a special segment featuring our annual haunted house walkthrough. Stick with us.
In a world where entertainment is at risk, one man is given a mission, but he is about to face his biggest challenge yet. He will race against the clock and open doors to new possibilities that will save weekends as we know it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for free movies.
Oh, I'll help you with that.
Just go to movies.valpo.edu. They have all the best movies, including The Hobbit and 22 Jump Street.
Whoa, it's that easy?
It's that easy.
Grab some popcorn, grab some buddies, and watch movies.valpo.edu's great selection.
In keeping with the VUTV tradition, last night Jessica Burns and myself went out to Amherst Asylum and did a haunted house walkthrough. Jessica's in the studio with us right now. Jessica, is there anything you'd like to say to the audience before we show them this clip?
Well, I haven't been to a haunted house in like 10 years, so that was something. It was something, all right.
It was definitely something.
The clowns really got me. I don't like clowns, so that was lots of fun. and the ending is really great too. I ran out. I found the car though. I found the car. The car was where we left it, so.
It was fantastic.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be great. Well, with no further ado, here is our 2017 Amherst Asylum walkthrough. Hi guys, I'm Katie Nickolaou, Executive Director of VUTV.
And I'm Jessica Burns, and I'm the News Director of VUTV.
And we are here at Amherst Asylum to do a haunted house walkthrough for you guys. Now, Amherst Asylum is about 10 minutes off of campus. It's very easy to get to, so we figured we'd come out here and do a Halloween special for you. And now last year, I came out here with Jordan Morandini, and we went to the Haunted Hills Hospital, did a haunted house walkthrough for you there. And so we thought we'd keep up the tradition, and I'd bring Jessica with me this time. So, you ready?
As ready as I'm going to be.
All right, this is gonna be fun. We'll see you guys when we get through the end. Hello! Yeah! Oh, we're so ready for this. Aren't you, Jessica?
Oh, yeah.
You can have a good...
Hello.
Hello. I shouldn't have told them your name.
No.
Why aren't you listening?
I'm listening.
No, you're not listening to me at all. No, you're not. You're listening to me.
I am listening to you.
You don't have to yell.
Yes,
We're
I am.
inside. Use your inside voice. It's okay. Calm
I will.
down.
Yeah, okay.
What?
Maybe if you could calm down.
Why
that
don't
would
you
be great.
calm down first?
you
I'm
could
using
calm
my
down.
inside voice right now. Come
That
on.
doesn't sound like an inside voice.
This is my inside
It
voice.
doesn't sound like an inside
Yes,
voice.
it is. It's
No,
an inside voice.
it's
I'm
not.
telling you, this is an inside voice. No, I do not be quiet. This is not me.
This is an inside
No,
voice.
it isn't. This is an inside right here. Do you want to hear my outside voice?
Not really.
No, it's not okay.
Okay.
Watch your step for me.
Okay, there we go.
Perfect. And now, since I can boss you around and kind of do whatever I want, make sure your backs are up against the wall.
Hey.
I know.
Hi.
Hello.
How many bones are in the human body?
287?
I don't know. We're meteorology majors.
Oh, cool, there's pipes. All right.
I feel like I'm in a car wash.
Yeah, it's like a really freaky car wash.
Yeah, it's like a car wash. It's like a car wash.
There you go. See? It's not that bad. I get the feeling that something's gonna pop out eventually.
I know.
All right. Oh, hello. That's gonna hurt. You gotta stretch to do that.
You should go on America's Got Talent for a contortionist. You go. This is a good song.
Hello.
Why'd you let him do this?
I just got here. I didn't know.
Same way. I feel the same way. He is me. He is me. I feel him on so many levels right now.
Okay, so apparently they have like a padded room now. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Hello.
Are we supposed to be?
Who let you in here? No, you're
the
not
lady
supposed to be
in the
here. 'Cause
elevator.
You see, I'm supposed to be left alone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They put me in here so I could be left alone. You got a ticket? Can I see your ticket? Can I see your ticket? No ticket?
They let us in here for free.
Yeah, because we're
No ticket?
We're covering.
Do you have any money?
Um,
Do you have any money? Any money?
I have meal plan
Any
money.
you-
I got about 600
No
bucks.
money?
left.
No
I gotta use
ticket?
it.
No money? No deal.
Okay.
No deal. No deal.
Hi.
Hello.
What is going? We're in like a library.
I
okay.
like libraries.
Yeah. Why do I get the feeling you don't like this one? It's like a maze.
Yeah, it is like a maze.
Oh, hello. Is that the librarian?
Yes.
Hi.
Read your story.
Sure.
You can have a seat in my chair.
You
Read the story. Really?
Okay, I'll have a seat on your chair.
It's a story about how.
Oh,
This is like Beauty and the Beast gone wrong. Yeah?
Why are you just standing there? This isn't a gallery.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was fine until that. Doing fine until that. You know, I'm so glad I sat, not you, because I'm pretty sure you'd be like passing.
Oh my gosh! Oh!
Hi! Hello! I got you. Hello! I got you. Okay.
Hi. We're just gonna keep.
Oh my gosh!
Holy cow. Are you okay? Yeah. Okay, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. I honestly couldn't tell if it was her screaming or you. Oh, really close to that mannequin. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay, there we go. That's just a mannequin. Oh, just laugh. Keep on laughing. Yep. Jeez Louise! There's holes in the wall!
That's great. That's real great. It's a morgue. A morgue that just takes the body.
Let me tell you guys, I am so happy you guys made it out alive. Oh, that looked terrifying.
When the chainsaw guy was coming after me, that
left
was
me for dead. You, honest to gosh, left me for dead.
He touched me with the chainsaw. He did. I felt it on my leg, and I was like, nope, and I ran.
Yup. Fight or flight. Fight or flight.
That's one of the things about Amherst that was really amazing is they were a full contact haunted house, which means they can touch you, but you can't touch them.
And it was really neat that the characters interacted with you when you spoke to them. So that was also
awesome.
really cool.
That is something that I would definitely not agree to.
I'm glad you say that because, you know, we're going to be doing this next year. And, yeah. Hold on, I guess it's you, Jessica. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. We're going to have an extended cut put on our YouTube page and on our Facebook, so be sure to check that out for more laughs if you really need a chuckle during the middle of the week. Just get enjoyment out of our terror. It's been a blast, and we thank you guys so much for tuning in. For Marguerite, John, Jessica, and myself, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week on The Shield.